Look here, candy ass. Giselle was never your friend. She really just used you to get Monique up out of there. And now you getting a taste of it. Y'all ready to talk about it? Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We're here to discuss Real Housewives of Potomac season, what, 6, 5, 5, 6, I don't know, episode like 3. Shit, it'll be right in the description box. Girl, look, this is, let me tell y'all this. I said this last season. Giselle never gave a damn about no damn Candace. She never did, not once. She used a situation that Monique had with Candace when they had the actual physical altercation and rallied around Candace, not because she gave a damn about Candace, but simply because she needed to make Monique to be a bigger monster that she's already portraying herself to be by fighting the little girl. That's what this is all about. But getting into the episode, we pick up basically where we left off last year. She pulls Candace to the side and say, girl, look, your man pulled me to the side. Like I'm pulling you to the side, but the difference was it was behind closed doors and it made me very uncomfortable. And Candace really wasn't trying to hear. She was like, all right, this what we doing. Basically, Candace could see the play. We all know that these girls get together behind the scenes and conspire on how they're going to get, you know, what they're going to do to each other. Or, you know, they get in groups and they say, oh, well, this year we're going to target her for this. Or this year we're going to target her for that. And I think that's where Candace is coming from. Like, girl, here we go. Like, where did this come from? So Candace gets up and go to the bathroom, well, goes to the back and pulls the producer aside and say, look, I know you know what's going on. You need to fix this because this ain't it. Like, we're not about to make my husband no Michael Darby. The producer is over there acting like he don't know what's going on. Talking about, well, I can't really make them say nothing no more than I can make you say it. It could very well not be an issue with the producers, this particular one. But I find it funny that Ashley started it off, Giselle put the nail in the head, and then you even got Mia over there looking crazy. The shit just don't make no sense, and it ain't adding up. I believe Robin is fully 100% on deck and hands-on in it too. She's just trying to make herself look like she's, you know, helping Candace and all that. But remember, all of these girls hang around each other. All of them girls. I don't know if Mia really hang with them, but all of them hang together. For the first time, a few, I'm on Candace's side. They conspiring to get your girl. That's just what it is. And I don't know if the show has something to do with it. Wouldn't surprise me if they do. But this group of girls is trying to find a way to bully you now. That's basically what it is through your husband. But the producer was like, listen, like I said, you know, I don't have nothing to do with it. She said she knows that the target is on her husband's back now and she just can't deal with it. So if she told the producers, and when y'all want to find a predator, get Michael Darby up here. Don't do that to Chris Bassett. And then she told the producers, don't leave none of this out. Leave it all in so everybody can hear what I said. I said, all right now. Can't say what you said. Now she get in her confessional and say she saw the play. She saw what Giselle was doing and Giselle wanted her to get up and go rah, rah, rah. She said, but not today, Satan. Not today, neck. And not today, ankles. Girl, flew out the chair. Candace, you do know how to read now. But I don't blame her. I really don't blame her because that's messed up what they doing to this girl. I ain't gonna listen. It's very, very, and we're gonna get into it later when I talk about the conversation Giselle had with Karen. This is a very sensitive and touchy subject because you don't want to discount the way a person feels. And I'm gonna get to that later. I do believe Giselle felt the way. However, it's just given planned. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the way everything is playing out in our eyes. Anyway, but let's move on. So now in the front, because Candace got up out of there and left. Wendy's, well, she should be Wendy's, but Wendy is up there. She is the most, I don't know this is off subject, but Wendy is the most boring person on this show. Girl, it's just like, why are you here? I'm asking you, why are you here? Like I was asking a scholar, why are you here? Anyway, so she up there telling the girls that she want to do the restaurant with Peter Thomas, and he's gonna need 20%, which is $300K. So they was like, well, what Eddie say? She said, Eddie said he don't want nothing to do with that. Eddie ain't got time for that. If that's gonna be you, that's gonna be you. Cherie basically came in and was like, listen, owning a restaurant is a lot. That is a lot to take on. Like, you gotta basically live in there. And she was like, well, I'm gonna only own 20%, so it should be fine. So now that makes Ashley say, well, how do you think it'll affect your relationship with Eddie? And she was just like, I think we'll be good because I won't be spending as much time in this restaurant. And it's just like, girl, your husband keeps seeing you about to crash out and trying to save you. You're going to crash out. And we're going to see why later on in the episode. But you're going to crash out. You're doing too much, girl. You're doing too much. Anyway, so as that goes on, Giselle and Mia, because Giselle took Mia to the back to have a conversation. Okay, she takes her to the back and basically, allegedly, apparently, sincerely apologize. Giselle gives me Dr. Heavenly. Y'all know how like on Married to Medicine, Dr. Heavenly always say and do some fucked up shit, but then she apologize and then she go back and do it again. That's what I get out of Giselle. Girl, Giselle don't care about nobody but herself. Not even her partner Robin. Say what I said, Red Robin. Yeah, but she ain't red this week. I don't think she got red hair this week. But anyway, so while they back there hugging it out and apologizing, Robin tells Wendy basically, you a fake ass bitch because you up here trying to act like all of us don't feel the same way. She said, because when you came over there, you said my name when you said those two. They did the flashback. She didn't technically say your name, but she was talking about you. Giselle's whole thing is, not Giselle, Robin's whole thing is, girl, bye. You feel the same way, and you know you do. Don't try to sit up here and make it seem like it's a us thing. Wendy is standing on the fact that she never said that. She have a friend that just passed from cancer, so she would never get up on these streets and say that Mia was lying. She said she actually the only one trying to get a girl a chance. Everybody else is getting on her stuff. Robin basically calling Cap. Robin was like, girl, you're a damn lie. Ain't nobody believes that, and we all know that you feel the same way. But they argue back and forth. Robin gets up in her masculine energy talking about she gonna stand on it. And I'm like, girl, this is the one time I was with Wendy. Girl, sit your ass down. Sit down, Robin. Sit down. Anyway, so on the heels of them going back and forth with each other, Giselle and Mia emerges. They ask Mia how she doing. She says she's fine. Robin wants to get to know Mia. She wants to actually be okay with Mia. So she asks her, she said, hey, my kids got spring break next week. I know your son played basketball in the same age as mine. Do you want to hook up with them children? And then, Mia was like, that'll be nice. So then they go around the room and ask everybody except Wendy. Now, Wendy don't like feeling excluded. She said, the kids is where she draws the line. This is the same thing with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Just because kids are involved don't mean it's directed to the kids. Yes, the kids will have an adverse reaction or they will have an action to it because they're not invited, but how they gonna know? What they gonna miss if they don't know? And you don't have to be included, Wendy. Wendy gets up and was like, you know what, girl, you done. Robin says she'd rather not be around Wendy for the rest of her life ever again, so call her a bad person if you want to. She don't give a damn. Wendy goes downstairs and talks to the producer and say, me and Karen is the only ones giving Mia a chance. All them other heifers is just lying and acting like they really like the girl, but they don't really like her. They setting her up. She said, but we all know Mia lying. Now, Wendy upstairs, you said you've never called the girl a liar. And 20 minutes later, you went downstairs and called her a liar. I don't like you. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Candace is over there taking her fertility shots because she's freezing her eggs. And she's going through a time because she's doing it by herself because Chris got to go to work. Girl, look, I would take them, I get it. But let the man go to work. Stop bringing up the fact that he got to go to work. That's a good thing. That's really actually a good thing. But anyway, so she over there having a moment. She's scared. Talking on a doggone Zoom call or whoever with her nurse to show her how to do the shot. She actually was successful with doing it. And it wasn't that bad. So she's trying to stay less stressed. She's trying to, make sure she's okay to take these shots. She get in her confessional and said Giselle is the reason her stress has been heightened, but she can't believe she fell for it. Giselle ain't shit. Duh, I've been telling you that. But see, you wanted to believe that she genuinely gave a damn. And we all find out here that she don't. Let's move on. Karen and Ray go get manicures. Now, Karen's whole excuse for why she missed the TikTok dance thing was because she had 102 fever. But the girls feel like Miss Karen, Miss Grandin, you lying. You just running from doggone Sharice. And I ain't gonna lie, when they fast forward to the next week's episode, you sure did start sneezing and coughing like you had COVID again. Girl, what is going on? Why is you running from Sharice? Sharice got more of your tea? She sits down with Ray and Ray tell Ray that what she said? In our marriage date, I'm allowed to have a eye candy or something like that. What does that mean? Is Ray letting you bump and grind with your clothes on? Just no actual. What does that mean? Because she's talking to Ray about how she's doing self-care, she's taking care of Karen and blah 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 blah, and asked him was he jealous. For the first time, a man was brutally honest. Not brutally honest, but he was completely honest. He said every man who has an attractive woman has a certain level of jealousy because you don't want other men to find your woman attractive or you don't want other men to even approach your woman. Thank you, Mr. Ray. He's so sweet. He like Greg Leaks. He is so sweet. Mr. Ray said basically, it's a healthy level, but I mean, I'm straight nevertheless. You can have your little eye candy, but make sure it's just candy. Somebody let me know what the eye candy is. Can she touch them and just can't, Let's move on. Ashley and her brother goes to see the house. Girl, now she looking for a house. We all know in this market, especially back when this was filmed, if you could put a bidding in on a house today and by the evening, or you could look at a house today and by this evening, by the time you're ready to put your bid in, the house gone. So this was personally done for the show. So her and her brother go down there to see the house. She said she can't afford the house like this by herself. So that's why Michael is going to help her with the money and all that. So they look around the house, nice, beautiful home. I'm pretty sure up there in that area it would cost them a lot of money. But they look around the doggone house and we find that the realtor is Mike's assistant / realtor / everything. Ashley said she been knowing her long as she's been knowing Michael. So I'm saying, okay, so now Michael got somebody that he knows to keep an eye out on Ashley to make sure she ain't doing too much with this purchase or whatever. Got it. So the producer asked her, that was like, you don't find that to be a little strange? And she was just like, well, no, it's just the way it is. She's always been around, so it's fine. So she asked her after they let her see the house, she said, hey, look, I'm pretty sure Michael told you that we were getting a divorce. She said, but I was hoping that you would leave that information out for the banker. She said, because Michael said, if the banker know we getting divorced, it's gonna look bad on the loan. Ashley, do you have a brand of your own? Did you even research it to see if that's even true? Girl, the lady Natalie, I believe her name is, she responded and was like, oh yeah, he told me about it, but listen, I already talked to the lenders and the banks. You good. Lenders, banks, pause. Let me poke a hole in this. Now, when she said earlier on, when she walked in the house, that every time they put down a bid, or offer for the house, somebody will come with cash money, and the seller will prefer cash. No issue. But yet, you surprised when Natalie tell y'all she done already talked to the lenders, and you good. The producer asked Ashley, were you really shocked? Did you not know that he had lenders? Yeah, I really didn't know. Well, make it make sense. So was he gonna write a check? Because a check is considered cash too when you're making purchases. You know that, right? I'm confused as to what you thought. So the producer asked her, they said, well, you don't find it funny that he lying to you about stuff already? Like, that don't raise red flags? I mean, it is concerning. It's concerning, but it'll be fine. I trust Michael. And I'm just thinking in my head, girl, is you really gonna get anything out this divorce? Is Mike broke? I'm talking about cash wise. Well, I ain't talking about broke. I'm talking about like as far as in the bank. Is he broke? Is that checking account or that savings account ain't as much as you thought in them? Make it make sense. I don't know, actually. You either that slow, and I believe you is, or you just that naive. I'll say naive. I think you just really, really naive behind Michael. And it just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't like it. But anyway, so we move on. What did I say? Yeah, so we move on. She talks to her brother, and she's afraid of her marriage ending and started fake crying. The reason I'm going to say fake cry, because I ain't seen Ann Reed Till debate your mom. Let me tell y'all something. Because she up there hiding, I don't know if I'm making a mistake. Girl, what you mean you don't know if you're making a mistake? How not, Sway? How not? Girl, that man ain't been nothing good to you. I mean, financially maybe, but he ain't been nothing good to you, girl. He been cheating and skeeting and all this. What you mean you making a mistake? This is the problem that women have when they're going through divorces. People, period. But especially women, because I talk to more women who are divorced, including myself, because I went through it as well. The problem is you fear the unknown. That's the biggest problem when it comes to divorce. You have a pattern, obviously, of being with a person, especially if you've been married to them for years, but the unknown is the biggest fear factor in divorce. And you know what's crazy? People in situations like Ashley Darby, where Michael ain't never there with them damn kids anyway, Michael been cheating and ain't been doing right by her anyway, and she's standing to get a lot of money, tend to have the most issues or have the most worry and fear about what's going to happen on the other side of divorce. In my opinion, I'm not saying she can't have any fears or worries. Everyone can. You can do what you want. But if you were in a situation where financially you didn't know what you was going to do, as far as with the kids, how him not being absent from the kids and all that, then that would be some good legitimate fears. But when you are financially set up and he ain't been there with them damn children anyway, what are you fearing again? Again, like I said, the unknown. That's just what it all is. Now we move on to the next scene. Oh, where am I at? Robin is at her new house. Girl, beautiful home, Robin. Beautiful, beautiful home. But Robin is at her house cleaning up behind them badass little boys, and she decides to call Wine Dixon downstairs to discuss a prenup. Girl, so Wine Dixon comes on down the stairs, and she sets it up like she wanted to look through files before she get rid of some stuff, because they tidying up and moving in and whatnot. And I'm sorry. And she shows him this photo that the mama sent her. Her mama sent her the photo from the original wedding, and asked her, or is she going to repeat it? Meaning, is she going to wear the dress again? And Wine was like, oh, that's cute. You still got that picture? She said, no, I gave it to charity. Well, all right. Anyway, so this brings up her wanting to know about a prenup. She asked Wine how he felt about getting a prenup. And at first, he was playing with her. He was like, but he was like, you know what? That's fine. Do what you got to do. It's cool. So now she's now saying, okay, well, we need to figure something out because, I don't think that you would take my things. And he was like, no, I wouldn't take your things. And she was like, and he said, so if you don't think that, then why is it necessary? This is my question, or my opinion on this prenup thing. Robin lets us know that when they got married the first time, they had a prenup. The prenup didn't make no sense and didn't mean nothing anyway, because when they got divorced, they doggone was broke. I was watching Funky Dineva review of Real Housewives of Potomac last week, and he said that he understands why Robin wants a prenup, but on the flip side, he feels like you got all that man money lost, so technically you not in a situation to be like, I need a prenup. That's where I'm gonna go with it. And I never thought about it like that until he said it. You got a prenup because you're doing well financially. Listen, first of all, I ain't saying don't get one. I think anybody who get married without one, unless you're broke, is crazy. But you are financially here, and he probably doing okay with his college coaching job, and now you want to act like you want the prenup. If in fact, in which you've admitted that you trusted somebody with his money and lost it all, is the prenup going to include that he get that money back that you lost? Because other than that, girl, this is unfair. I'm sorry, this ain't right. If that's not included in the prenup, then Wine Dixon ought to run out of there. Wine told her, look, girl, do what you got to do. Write up all the stuff you want in your prenup and call me back. Let me know what you need me to do. Wine Dixon walked away like he was ready to go cheat again. Now listen, this is Robin's thing. She said last time she wanted the prenup because when they got divorced the last time, it got pretty messy and he had an old lady. He still got an old lady, Robert. He do. You got one. Why he can't have one? let's move on. We move to the next scene. Wendy hair falling out. I ain't even gonna do it. Wendy hair falling out. That's all I'm gonna say. She's stressed out. It was boring. Didn't care. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Mia meets up with Robin for lunch. Girl, Robin says she want to make sure her and Mia is good. So they go have lunch. And Mia sits down and, Robin says, listen, I'm sorry, girl. Didn't mean to come at you sideways. The way Giselle came at you, the delivery was wrong. I'm here to apologize for me and my mate, right? So then Mia was like, well, honestly, I wasn't even upset with the rest of the girls. It was more or less Giselle just coming at me talking about, oh, this what cancer look like? Like, that was very insensitive. Touche. It was insensitive. But Mia, are you telling the truth about this so-called cancer scare? Because none of this shit's making sense. And Robert about to blow your whole story up. So anyway, Robin asks her to explain the difference in the timeline of what she said on social media versus what she's saying now. So this is where the backpedaling starts. Oh, yeah, so the social media post, that was like 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah, right. Well, a lot has happened within that time. So just to clear it up, you cancer-free, right? Yeah, I'm cancer-free. Okay, but then you made a post saying that you got more tumors. Well, I do have a tumor on my ass, and when people start lying and deflecting for no reason, saying stuff like, I'll let you see it if you want to, they're just trying to get you to detract you from the bullshit they about to say. And I'll let you see it if you want to, but, they tested it, but, they didn't take it out. And so Robin was like, so they tested the tumors to see if they were cancerous, they just didn't remove them. Oh, yeah. Girl, Mia, you're lying. I didn't want to say you was lying the first 2 episodes. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. You are embellishing the truth. Do I believe you may have some tumors or something flying around in your body? I don't know, probably. But I don't think it was never as big as this. I think you were using it for your storyline. I saw the timing of it. I follow you on Twitter. Girl, you was lying. Say what I see. And Robert is over there saying, this whole story is blowing up right in front of her face. Robert, why do you care if the girl got cancer or not? Girl, why does this bother y'all so much? See, the reason Mia doing the dumb shit she doing, because y'all entertaining it. Girl, I would have been like, you good? All right, girl, let's go get something to drink. I don't give a damn about Mia if she got no cancer. If Mia gonna get up on social media and keep this BS, then let Mia go, girl. Y'all giving this too much light. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Giselle goes over to Karen's house to talk to Karen about what happened at the TikTok dance party. Lord have mercy. Simultaneously, Candy Eyes and Chris goes to have lunch. Candy Eyes lets us know that basically, her doctor said that the process ain't going too well because she ain't producing the eggs she's supposed to produce. And everybody knows, well, most people know, that stress is directly related to all of these things, even your hair falling out like Wendy. So with that, she's not producing as many eggs, and out comes the tissue. I wish I had my tissue. Out comes the tissue. First of all, she done pulled the tissue out twice. We done already got to episode 3, and we done got the tissue twice in one episode. She had to make up for the last week episode. So the tissue comes out. She says she's stressed out. She don't know if she's going to be able to deal with it. Giselle is stressing her out. Chris was like, don't worry about it. It's your first try. It's fine. We'll get it all figured out. Now, on the flip side, Giselle goes over to Karen's house, and they making baby steps. She says she loves the way that Karen loves her, but Karen said, I don't trust that heifer. But I'm letting her in my house to get the tea about what happened down here at this TikTok party. So, and again, grind down. You around there talking about you didn't come down there because you had 102 fever and whatnot, and your prized possession is Ray at the house. Girl, you lying too. Didn't I go down the list of everybody? Hey, who ain't lying on this show? Who ain't lying? Everybody lying. Anyway. So, Giselle infills her on what happened at the TikTok party and her conversation with Candace. She basically says, okay, I pulled Candace aside to tell Candace about an issue that I had. We were filming a reunion in Jersey, and we went off to the side and had a conversation. Now, simultaneously, Robin happens to walk up. I'm telling y'all, this is a setup. I'm telling y'all. Robin just so happens to walk up over there with Chris and what's her name? What's the girl name? Candace is at. And say, hey, y'all, how y'all doing, and ask for a hug. Candace said, be careful, as you should, Chris, as you should, because the man was around there saying you around there making them feel uncomfortable. Robin, no, don't do that. I ain't like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Chris said it right before she got there. He said, man, look, I'm not going to say she wasn't uncomfortable. That ain't my place. He said, but I know I've always went out my way to make people comfortable. I'm sorry. And that's not in my nature to be that type of way. But why is it that Robin is going to meet up with y'all? And was she invited, number one? But number two, why is she just pulling up on y'all to talk to y'all? Listen, Robin is the one who started this shit. She probably the one conspired behind the scenes. So, boom, Robin sits down. But before Robin gets there, let me back up a little bit more. So before Robin gets there, Candace and Chris is talking about the sequence of events that happened, and so is Giselle and Karen. So basically, Chris was like, when I asked to talk to her alone, she wanted me to go back to the room. And not to mention, when we got there, I told her to keep the door open. Giselle on the other side saying he suggested to go back to the room, and then nobody never said nothing about keeping the door open. Somebody lying blatantly, and for some odd reason, I believe Chris. Anyway, but he said they had the conversation, and that was that. He left and went on about his business. Now, I love this line of question that Karen gave Giselle. She said, well, okay, Giselle. Chris came over, said he wanted to talk. You and friends with Chris. You and Chris are friends. No worry there. No problem there. She said, and so y'all go get pulled to the side. Did he touch you? He did not touch me. Okay. Did he say something to make you feel uncomfortable? No, he did not. In the moment you felt uncomfortable, did you say something to him? No, I did not. Now, what I do know about people who experience, uncomfortability and all that stuff is this. Sometimes you get nervous. Sometimes you get nervous in the heat of things. And that's why what's her name? Karen told her that Chris does need to apologize. And I think he does too. Even if he knows he didn't do anything wrong, it's just to show that, hey, look, that's not who I am. That's not what I do. I had no intention of making you feel uncomfortable. I apologize deeply. Basically to get you back up to where you need to be as far as relationships. But I found it funny when Chris said, it's crazy because she around there telling people, I'm making her feel uncomfortable. But every time I turn around, she's mentioning my penis. We have to be careful with this, ladies. Let me tell y'all something. You got to be a very not unbothered. What's the word I want to say? You have to be a person that it takes a lot to offend and a lot to put in bad mental spaces when it comes to interacting with people, to play with people like that. What does that mean? You around here telling people the man made you feel uncomfortable, but then let's just say it was intentional. I'm not saying this should happen, but let's just say it was intentional. Let's say he really wanted to talk to you on the side, because he was trying to do some flirty stuff. Why are you talking about this man's penis? Candace made the comment, and that's a whole other thing, and I don't think nobody should be. I would never tell y'all about my man's penis. Ain't gonna be no heifers lined up waiting for me to turn my back. No. But every time you turn around, you was describing this man's penis. So what if in his idiotic mind thought, oh, it's a green light. It's a go. Let's go. And pulled you to the side with the intentions to flirt due to you doing that. Not saying that you are warranted or he would be warranted at all. By no means of a stretch. I'm just talking about accountability here. It's just a question. We have to be careful with how we interact with people when we have boundaries that cannot and will not be crossed. This is not a bashing thing to Giselle. This is a self-defense. This is proactive. This is a word to every woman out there when it pertains to how you interact with people. We have to be careful about our interactions and what we do. That's just period. It is inappropriate for you to be talking to him in a room by yourself. You said when you got there, the glam squad wasn't there, so you felt immediately uncomfortable. Or you could have said, well, look, let's step out in the hall and do it. Or let's go downstairs in the lobby. I thought my glam squad would have been back here. It would have been easy, but I ain't telling you how to act in a state of I ain't gonna discount that trauma, but it's a lot of steps that could have been taken on both parts, by both parties. Do I believe you were uncomfortable? Absolutely. Do I believe that you're using that uncomfortability to attack Candace? Absolutely. Do I believe Chris owes you an apology? Absolutely. Do I believe Candace is right in being stressed that y'all trying to target her husband and make him look like he a Michael Darby? Absolutely. It just is what it is. But yeah, every man ain't gonna be able to separate the jokes from reality, ladies. We have to be careful. Anyway, so this brings prompts Karen to bring us up to speed on her saying one of the wives' husband squeezed her too tight one time 3 years ago, and it made her uncomfortable. And she went to her pastor and she went to Ray. So they asked, would she tell us who that man was? She said, no, I ain't gonna tell y'all. But she's saying that to say, listen, she didn't, in her own personal experience, she didn't find it necessary to sound the alarm on that. She's basically giving Giselle the girlfriend advice that she needs to. Hey, look, girl, when things like this happen, you need to talk to somebody. Number one. Robin on the flip side over there telling Lord have mercy, because you know she don't be with wine. She on the flip side over there telling Candace and Chris that, you know, it all started from Ashley saying that you DM'd her, and we all find out you was just replying to a story to have her come up to your job. We already took care of that. She said she will vouch that Giselle immediately after that told her that she felt uncomfortable. So that part is true. Robin is over there trying to say, well, I don't think that it was an intentional thing. I don't think you intentionally tried to make her feel uncomfortable. So on the flip side, Karen is asking Giselle, well, okay, well, girl, why now? Why'd you bring it to the group? You could have talked about this off the cameras. Why would you bring it to the group while the cameras is running? Giselle said, I didn't bring that to the group. Robin brought that to the group. So again, Robin is the shit starter, and Giselle and all these other girls, in my opinion, are basically characters in the play. The producer asked Karen if they think Giselle and Robin have cracks in their relationship. She said, hell yeah, and we all do. Because at the end of the day, Giselle loves her Robert. But at the end of the day, if it comes down to it, she gonna pick Gizzard, gonna pick herself regardless. Say what I said. I don't know. But, yeah. Candace, you know, in the last seasons, I always thought you was just, you know, a crybaby. I still think you was a crybaby. You know what I'm saying? But on this one, I'm going to give you a slide. I'm going to give you a slide. I feel like they doing you dirty, girl. They doing you dirty, fat. I'm going to give you a slide on this one. You can use the tissue on this one. But don't drag it. But you can use the tissue on this one. So now, Candace basically says that she felt like her accusing Chris of that is totally unright. It's not right. And the only way she can come back from this is to walk it back. Basically, come back and say it's not true, or I made a mistake, or blah 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 blah. Now that I ain't gonna lie, Candy Ass, I got an issue with that. She can walk back the method in which she delivered it, meaning bringing it to the show. But you're not about to make the girl say she wasn't uncomfortable if she felt uncomfortable. If she said she felt uncomfortable, we gotta acknowledge that part. Whether it was intentional or not, we have to acknowledge that. But to say make her walk it back, I think that's a big stretch. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Please drop down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on TikTok, and I'll see you hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo dog time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.